Imagine waking up to headlines that send shockwaves across Britain and beyond. Palace gates are surrounded by cameras before sunrise. Royal correspondents rush into live broadcasts, each repeating the same astonishing words. An extraordinary announcement has been made from Buckingham Palace. Within minutes, speculation spreads across television studios, newspapers, and social media. What could possibly justify such unprecedented attention? According to this, senior royal officials unveil a historic constitutional clarification intended to remove years of public confusion surrounding the future of the monarchy. The statement is brief, but powerful. The direct hereditary line of succession remains solely through the descendants of His Majesty's bloodline. Future constitutional planning will continue to reflect this principle. Although royal experts insist nothing about the legal succession has actually changed, the wording ignites fierce public debate. Why issue such a statement now? Why emphasize the phrase, direct hereditary line? And why does everyone immediately begin talking about Prince George? Inside the fictional world of this story, commentators interpret the announcement as a symbolic confirmation that Prince George represents the next generation upon whom the monarchy's future will ultimately rest. The media instantly turns its attention toward the young prince. Images of George attending official ceremonies alongside his parents dominate front pages. Royal historians remind viewers that every public appearance now carries greater significance than ever before. Across Britain, discussions begin almost immediately. Some citizens believe the palace simply wants to reassure the nation about continuity. Others wonder whether internal disagreements prompted the clarification. Within hours, commentators begin revisiting long-standing public misconceptions surrounding Queen Camilla's family. Although her children have always remained private citizens in real constitutional practice, fictional tabloid headlines sensationalize the palace statement as a dramatic rejection of any speculation involving their future royal role. News channels repeat variations of the same headline: Camilla's children excluded from future succession discussion. The wording sparks enormous curiosity. Outside Buckingham Palace, reporters gather hoping someone inside will provide further explanation. None comes. Instead, senior aides quietly continue with scheduled engagements, refusing to comment beyond the official announcement. That silence only fuels further speculation. Inside this fictional version of palace life, advisors gather behind closed doors. Stacks of newspapers cover conference tables. Communication teams monitor worldwide reactions. One advisor reportedly remarks, "Every sentence released by the palace carries consequences." Another responds, "Then perhaps clarity was overdue." Meanwhile, Prince William remains focused on public duties. He refuses to be drawn into sensational headlines. Instead, he visits community organizations, shaking hands and speaking about education, environmental conservation, and youth opportunities. Yet everywhere he goes, reporters shout the same question: does today's announcement strengthen Prince George's future position? William smiles politely, but declines to answer. His silence is interpreted in countless different ways. Some see confidence. Others see careful discipline. Meanwhile, Catherine continues her engagements with characteristic composure. Observers notice that she appears relaxed despite the media frenzy. Royal experts point out that she has always emphasized preparing George gradually rather than placing unnecessary pressure upon him. Behind palace walls, according to this fictional narrative, staff members begin reviewing future ceremonial plans. Nothing dramatic changes overnight. However, subtle adjustments hint at a long-term vision. George's educational schedule, his public appearances, his constitutional tutoring, each becomes the subject of renewed discussion. Senior historians are reportedly invited to contribute recommendations regarding future responsibilities suitable for the young prince as he matures. Outside royal circles, public reaction becomes increasingly divided. Supporters argue that emphasizing continuity strengthens confidence in the monarchy. Critics question whether symbolic announcements are necessary at all. Television debates stretch late into the evening. Former palace officials, constitutional scholars, and historians all offer differing interpretations. One expert says, "The statement changes nothing legally, but symbolism matters enormously in constitutional monarchies." Another disagrees. Sometimes clarification itself becomes the story. As discussions continue, attention unexpectedly shifts toward Queen Camilla. Within this fictional narrative, she remains largely silent throughout the unfolding events. She continues scheduled charitable visits while avoiding media questions. Body language experts flood television screens analyzing every smile, every glance, every photograph. Did she appear surprised? Concerned? Unbothered? No one truly knows. Nevertheless, speculation continues to grow. Commentators remind audiences that Camilla has consistently stated her children are not working members of the royal family. Still, sensational headlines refuse to slow. Social media becomes a whirlwind of theories. Has the palace ended years of speculation? Was this announcement carefully timed? Or does it signal preparations for an entirely new royal era? As evening approaches, another fictional development captures national attention. Buckingham Palace releases photographs from a previously scheduled family event. Among the images, one particular photograph immediately becomes iconic. Prince George stands beside Prince William, both smiling naturally during an outdoor engagement. Royal photographers describe it as symbolic. Newspapers print the image across full front pages. Commentators interpret it as representing continuity across generations. Within hours, millions have viewed the photograph online. Meanwhile, palace insiders, according to this fictional story, suggest that senior advisors intentionally selected the image to reinforce stability rather than conflict. No dramatic speeches. No emotional confrontations. Simply a visual reminder of the monarchy's future. Even so, speculation refuses to disappear. Questions continue arriving faster than officials can answer them. Would George begin undertaking additional ceremonial appearances? Would constitutional education become more visible? Would future royal events increasingly feature 3 generations together? Across Britain, opinion polls conducted by fictional media organizations indicate strong public interest in seeing the younger generation gradually assume greater visibility. Many respondents describe George as representing continuity rather than change. Others stress that childhood should remain protected despite growing public expectations. Late that evening, palace lights remain on longer than usual. Journalists watching from outside notice staff entering and leaving side entrances carrying folders and briefing documents. Television helicopters circle overhead. Every movement becomes breaking news. Then, just before midnight, another palace source offers a tantalizing remark to reporters. Today's announcement was only the beginning. Those 6 words ignite an entirely new wave of speculation. What could possibly come next? Is another constitutional clarification approaching? Will future royal responsibilities soon be announced? Or is the palace preparing Britain for a carefully managed transition spanning decades rather than years? Inside the palace, Prince George remains blissfully unaware of the political debates unfolding beyond the gates. For him, according to this fictional narrative, tomorrow still includes lessons, family time, and the ordinary routines expected of a young member of the royal family. Yet outside those walls, the nation continues asking one question above all others. Has today's announcement quietly marked the beginning of a completely new chapter in royal history? As dawn breaks over London in this scenario, the headlines continue to dominate the news cycle. While the palace maintains its measured silence, one message has captured the public imagination. The future of the monarchy rests in the continuity of its direct royal line, with Prince George symbolizing the next generation. Whether viewed as a simple clarification or a powerful statement of stability, the announcement has sparked conversations that are likely to continue for years. Only time will reveal how this imagined chapter unfolds, but one thing is certain. In the world of royal intrigue, every announcement, every photograph, and every carefully chosen word has the power to captivate millions. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this fictional royal drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the palace's next move would be in this alternate scenario?